Hello and welcome to Nigel's Workbench. This is the first intro video about BetaBasic, which is an enhanced BASIC for the ZX Spectrum. This particular version is version 4, which is specifically for the 128 computer. I'll be showing you BetaBasic running on a Spectrum emulator on my Checkmate 1500 Plus, which you can see behind me here. This hopefully will be a series of videos covering the basics of BetaBasic and probably a bit more in depth. This is the first part of a tutorial using BetaBasic on the Spectrum, but I'm going to use a Spectrum emulator on my Amiga Checkmate, which is basically an A1200 with an 030. So what we need to do is run the emulator. I'm using an emulator called ASPV089, which is the latest version I can find. It is on Aminet, and just double click it and I'll show you it starting. There's several options. You can pick the machine. I'm going to use the Amstrad 128K plus 2, everything else is more or less set as normal. So I just have to search for the appropriate file. So I'm looking for Spectrum emulators and Spectrum files, and now I want snapshots. This is a game I wrote in Spectrum Basic quite a long time ago now. It's called Battleships. Not a brilliant game, but I was quite pleased with the programming. I wouldn't show you it all working, but basically you plot your ships and then the computer will plot its ships and you have the game. I can break into the program quite easily by putting some random text in. And if I do list 1, you can see this was written in 1986. This was all standard Spectrum Basic, and I wanted to redo it in BetaBasic because it's got a lot more features. So if I reset, you can load tapes with this emulator as well. So if I go to the tap, and this is BetaBasic, so run. There we go. So what I've done here is I've loaded a tap file into here. So see it's there. So if I run the emulator and choose tape loader, it will actually load the program up as if it's loading from tape, but quite a bit quicker. And there we go, BetaBasic 4.0. Now the advantages of this: if you press space, you can use keywords. One of the keywords is keywords, so if I type keywords 4, that puts it into that mode automatically. So I can actually type out print hello, those speech marks, spell it correctly, press enter. You see, you just type it out as normal, and you type run. But you also have something called procedures, which you find on the BBC Micro. So I can create a procedure called hello, and then put in procedure. So now we've created a procedure called hello. I'll show you how this works in a minute, but this is another feature. Type renumber, press return. See, it's renumbered it nicely 10, 20, 30 lines. Now if I run this program, nothing will happen. But if I do line 40 and put procedure hello, press return. Now if I type run, footprints alone. And you've got other things like you have in more advanced BASIC like do. So if I do 50 loop, remember if I want to put them all. Now I saw it now, if I run that now, it does the same as the go to 10 thing. You can also do, if I do it like this format 2, this format 1, you can see now how it's set them out and indented the print statement and the procedure statement, so it looks a bit clearer to see what you're doing. Now if you want to load a program into BetaBasic, you should really use merge, because then it won't overwrite the basic program. You can use new, that line 0 is saying your BetaBasic's there. Now if this is a work in progress, if I eject the tape and load, let's reset the spectrum, if I load a snapshot, I have got one that I have converted here, batch ships, so run this. Now this is version 2, as you can see at the top all the indents are in, and I've started to go through this program to put the procedures in. So you can see it says set up BetaBasic. This is just so I can set things back to, so I can see the screen if I want to edit. So reset, for instance if I do order 5 and paper 2 and ink 6, see that's all different colours, but if I now type reset, which is the procedure, it put it back to white. So you can see what's happening there. Define procedure reset, keywords 1, which just makes the single key entry, list format 2, which indents it to space it out so it's easy to read, border 7's white, paper 7's white, ink 0 is black, bright turns brightness off, CLS clears the screen and it ends the procedure. So when the program runs, it will ignore that because it's a procedure. The first thing it does is set up the variables. Now unlike normal Spectrum Basic, you can put the let statement and then just put your variables after it by separating them with a comma. And it's another feature, you put edit, so say I want to edit line 100, edit comes down the bottom, ready to edit. So, and I've started here going through, this is a do loop, so it will keep doing that loop forever, and these are the old go subroutines which I'm working through to replace with procedures. So the first procedure I've done here says first screen menu, so that sets the colours, sets the variables, calls a procedure called window, which I couldn't use window because it would have interfered with other names, and it's just setting up the screen. So if I type menu, that's the screen that it's trying to do. So if I put no, it will just go through that, it sets the screen up, scroll, it's actually started it off. So now you see it's gone different colours, so if I type reset, is it back to black and white, it's 10. So what I've got to do is go through all of these and change it to BetaBasic commands. See, I've done a few here. There's a do loop there, which sets up the instruction screen. It says, do you want instructions? Yes, no. If in keys, which means whatever key you press is Y, or capital Y or lowercase y, which will go down to instructions, which you can see here at line 200. and then it will do the instructions bit and then go back, and then the next instruction is go to setup. So it will do the setup, then it goes to 550. There needs to be a loop added into there. So please like and subscribe, leave comments below, and thank you until the next time.
So long.
Thank you, Siri.